interested to know is that the Board of Deputies of British Jews
Yeah.
says you're a thug, and they say that you represent the worst of Britain.
And where are the Board of Deputies? I guarantee you, British Jews and Jews around the world will watch my journalism and they'll applaud it, and they're going to watch your journalism and be ashamed of it. That's the reality. There's between me and you say you've been a journalist for 30 years. How many people are watching your journalism? You don't understand it yet, but you are literally like dying with a terminal illness. You are finished. No one cares about the...
A Channel 4 reporter flies all the way to Israel armed with a quote from the Board of Deputies of British Jews, a 30-year career badge, and what appears to be a pre-written article looking for a soundbite. What she didn't account for was a man who hasn't lost a street argument in about a decade, standing right in front of her, ready to turn the entire exchange inside out.
Lindsay Hilton, Channel 4 News.
Channel 4 News?
Yep, that's us.
So all you do is lie. So whatever you're going to ask, you've travelled all the way here, probably on a propaganda piece, to try and attack me.
I just want to ask you a question.
Let me tell you.
Can I
tell you the answer quickly, and then you can ask your question? More people are going to watch our video than yours.
Fine.
You have become totally irrelevant in every aspect. You lie. You smeared Israel. You're on the side of Hamas.
The reporter hasn't even finished introducing herself before Robinson cuts straight to the verdict. Channel 4. Lies, propaganda, Hamas sympathizers, no build-up, pleasantries or warming up whatsoever, just the conclusion delivered before the question. It's a bold opener, and it works precisely because it forces the journalist into a defensive position before she's asked anything. She came here expecting to set the frame. He's already set it. You can almost see the recalibration happening in real time on her face. And then, almost as an afterthought, he tells her to go ahead and ask her question. Like a man who just moved all the furniture in a room and is now politely inviting you to sit down.
And no one cares what you say anymore. Now
But
ask
what
your
I'm
question.
interested to know is that the Board of Deputies of British Jews
Yeah.
says you're a thug, and they say that you represent the worst of Britain.
And where are the Board of Deputies now?
They're in the UK representing British Jews.
They're representing British Jews. Who voted for them to represent British Jews?
Did you vote for them? You're
I'm
not even
asking you.
Jewish.
No,
Are you Jewish?
I'm Jewish.
You're in our country. Do you support
It's fine.
I don't think that's relevant.
It's fine. So, look, can I ask you something?
Notice how she goes hard on the Board of Deputies card. The reporter leans on it like a trump card. The Board of Deputies of British Jews has called Robinson a thug who represents the worst of Britain. That's the first official salvo. Robinson's response is to immediately question the board's authority entirely. Who voted for them? Who made them the official voice of British Jews? He's not rejecting the criticism. He's rejecting the source's legitimacy to make it. It's the rhetorical equivalent of asking someone to show their credentials before you'll accept their verdict. And it's devastatingly effective because the honest answer is, no one elected the Board of Deputies to speak for every Jewish person in Britain. They simply exist, as most institutional bodies do, operating under the assumption that they represent the community they claim to. The moment Robinson asks the reporter directly if she's Jewish, and she confirms she is, the whole meeting changes gear into something more personal and more confrontational.
I'm asking you because I'm a journalist.
This works both. I'm a journalist. This works both ways.
So what
Do you support Palestinian state being recognised?
I'll
answer your question once you answer one of mine. I'll answer your question once you answer one of mine.
I am not giving my opinion because I am
You're
a
not giving your
neutral
opinion.
reporter for
You're a
Channel 4.
neutral reporter.
What I would like to know.
What I would like to know is, do you support the state of Palestine being recognised under the Palestinian Authority?
And what I would like to
Will
know.
you answer that question?
No, wait.
You support a terrorist state. Come on. You support a terrorist state. You've flown into Israel whilst you support a terrorist state.
And please don't invoke the Jewish community because there's a lot. I walk the streets with Tommy Robinson both here and on the streets of Jerusalem, and British Jews thank him. The Jewish Board of Deputies don't represent the Jewish community.
The journalist plays the "I'm a journalist, I don't give opinions" card. Robinson plays the "then answer this question first" card. And they both keep playing these cards back and forth for the next several minutes. Here's what's actually happening underneath the noise. Robinson is deploying a classic Socratic pressure tactic. Ask the question your opponent doesn't want to answer, refuse to proceed until they do, and let the refusal itself become the story. Do you support Palestinian statehood under the Palestinian Authority? Yes or no? She won't answer. She says that's not what journalists do. The absurdity. But here's the problem with that position. She's already given her opinion, implicitly, by leading with the Board of Deputies, quote, choosing which authority to cite, choosing which label to invoke, choosing to fly to Israel specifically to confront this one man. Those are all editorial opinions dressed in the clothing of objectivity. Robinson knows this. And now, so does anyone watching. The myth of journalistic neutrality is one of the great unexamined fictions of the modern media age. Walter Cronkite famously declared Vietnam a stalemate on live television in 1968, an opinion that Lyndon Johnson reportedly said cost him the presidency. The notion that a reporter can select which story to pursue, which source to lead with, which label to apply, and which question to ask, all without revealing an opinion, is a performance. Robinson is simply refusing to let the performance continue unchallenged. Then comes the Thomas Hand moment.
Hold on. Listen, let's have an adult conversation, yeah? I'll ask you a question, you ask me a question. You're a journalist, I'm a journalist. I'll answer any question you want.
The Board of British Deputy Jews says you're not a journalist. They say you're a thug who represents the worst of it. That's what they say. So I'm asking you to respond to that allegation.
I'll respond to that. Have you watched any of the content I've produced since I've been in Israel?
I have, yes.
And is it good journalism? What about the interview with Thomas Hand, whose 8-year-old daughter Emily was kidnapped? Have you watched that interview?
I have seen many interviews with her. And
No. You're dodging the question. Answer the question. You're saying I'm not a journalist. You're saying I'm not a journalist.
In the UK, you are considered a far-right activist.
Okay. Do you call this journalism? Have you come here and spoke to any second?
Notice what she says when Robinson asks whether she's watched his interview with Thomas Hand, the father of 8-year-old Emily, kidnapped by Hamas on October the 7th. Her deflection is more important than it might seem. Because Robinson's argument isn't just that he's a good journalist. It's that he went there and did the work, sat with the grief, and documented the human cost. Whether you like him or not, whether you agree with his politics or not, that interview exists. It was made. The access was earned on the ground. Dismissing the man without engaging the work is the definition of the thing he's accusing Channel 4 of doing.
Will I answer this? I'm not giving my opinion.
Fine.
You're very happy to give your opinion about Tommy Robinson.
So let me give you a message to the Board of Deputies, Jews. You do not represent the British Jewish community. You have stood with a two-state solution. You can't have a two-state solution with terrorists or jihadists. I don't support that. I'm a Zionist. I believe in a homeland for the Jewish people. There's 55 Islamic nations. Let the Jews have one. This is their homeland. Historically, biblically, it's their land. Okay, there's no argument about it. I don't support Hamas. I'm totally opposed by Hamas. You have travelled here, you've took all your time. This is what you call journalism. Do you want to know what journalism is? What I've done in South Tel Aviv. Do you want to know what journalism is? What I've done at the Nova Festival. Do you want to know what journalism is? What I've done since I've been here. And I guarantee you, British...
The Zionism declaration arrives here without apology and without qualification. One homeland for the Jewish people. Historically, biblically, this is their land. No two-state solution with terrorists. 55 Islamic nations already exist. The Jews get one. Whatever your political position on this, note what's happening structurally. Robinson is the only one in this exchange willing to state his beliefs plainly. The reporter, by profession, won't. Which means the audience watching this live is getting one person's convictions and one person's institutional neutrality. And convictions, delivered with certainty, always sound louder than careful non-answers. The historical case Robinson gestures at here has a weight that doesn't collapse easily under pressure. The connection between the Jewish people and that particular stretch of land predates Islam, predates Christianity, predates the Ottoman Empire, predates every colonial map anyone has ever drawn of the Middle East. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 didn't invent Jewish attachment to that land, it acknowledged it. Whether you think the modern state of Israel was established justly or unjustly, erasing that history from the conversation is selective amnesia.
Jews and Jews around the world will watch my journalism and they'll applaud it, and they're going to watch your journalism and be ashamed of it. That's the reality. There's between me and you say you've been a journalist for 30 years. How many people are watching your journalism? You don't understand it yet, but you are literally like dying with a terminal illness. You are finished. No one cares about the mainstream media. They watch us. We are now the media. Now, you don't like that, I understand that. And that's why your producers and the government, they want you to fly here and they want you to come here and attack us. But what you don't understand is, when you come here to attack us like this, more people are going to support us. People hate you. They've had enough of your lies. What have your lies about Israel since the start of this conflict? And then you have the audacity to come to the state of Israel and stand here and attack me whilst I'm coming to tell the truth about Israel.
This is where Robinson goes for the jugular on the media itself. Not just Channel 4, but the entire industry. You are dying with a terminal illness. Nobody watches you. We are the media now. Hyperbolic? Maybe, but look at the numbers behind him. During this exchange, thousands were watching live. The clip, in the days that followed, accumulated views that most Channel 4 packages from Israel probably never reached. The uncomfortable truth Robinson is pointing at is real, even if his delivery is theatrical. Independent media, for better and for worse, has genuinely eaten into the audience that legacy journalism once owned outright. This isn't a fringe argument anymore. It's a documented media industry trend dressed up in street confrontation clothing. The numbers are not kind to legacy media. Between 2008 and 2020, US newspaper newsrooms shed roughly half their staff. UK print circulation has been declining for 15 consecutive years. Meanwhile, the top 10 YouTube news channels collectively pull audiences that dwarf primetime broadcast figures. The gatekeepers didn't just lose readers. They lost the cultural authority that came with controlling what information the public could access. Robinson is not the cause of that collapse. He's a symptom of the space it left behind.
I will come, I will find the truth, and I will report it. That's what I do. Okay? So unfortunately for Channel 4, which you've done hit piece after hit piece after hit piece, you haven't just done hit piece against me, you've done hit pieces against Israel. You've been pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas. That's your reporting. Okay? That's your reporting, not mine. I stand on the side of freedom, democracy, equality. This is a Western civilization which is under threat and surrounded by jihadist nations. That's why I'm here. I'm here to show solidarity after October 7th, and I'm here on a fact-finding mission to give the British public the facts on what it's like in the state of Israel. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Tell the board of deputies I said hello.
Can you Channel 4, isn't that the one that Pakistani woman, Bushra, whatever her name is, the one on she was on that Channel 4, go back to where some show on Channel 4, I'm pretty sure.
The Islamophobia bill segment opens a second front entirely. Robinson pivots to the Board of Deputies' historical support for Islamophobia legislation that, he argues, would effectively criminalise discussing the events of October 7th, Hamas doctrine, and grooming gang investigations. Whether that legal assessment is accurate in every detail, the underlying political point is one that serious civil liberties scholars have also raised about speech-limiting legislation. The line between protecting communities from hatred and insulating ideologies from scrutiny is thinner than most legislation writers want to admit. The reporter says she covers Israel, not Britain. She won't be drawn into it, totally unaware that every time she refuses to engage, Robinson wins another exchange without throwing a single new punch.
It's my journalism since I've been here and reported on that. You could have reported on what we found when we went into South Tel Aviv. You could have reported on what we found when we met Thomas Hand. You could have reported on any of these things. We've done lots of positive work since we've been here. You could have reported on that. You've come here with a preconceived article already written with an attack from the British Jews who hate Tommy Robinson, who says he doesn't represent us. You've already wrote your news piece. You've come here to get your little 2-second soundbite and then to go home. That is not journalism.
The Likud party is hosting him in Tel Aviv. That's the mainstream party.
It's not journalism.
The Likud party is hosting him. This is extremist? How? The Likud party is hosting him in Tel Aviv, right?
Well, I thought it was the Minister of Diaspora, Mr. Chickering.
No, tonight's show. Tonight's event is a Likud party.
The invitation
It doesn't matter.
Here the reporter tries a different angle. The Likud party is hosting Robinson in Tel Aviv. The implication of this association is itself evidence of something problematic. Robinson's response flips it entirely. The reporter just handed him a legitimacy endorsement and tried to use it as a criticism. Now here's where the who defines journalism argument reaches its peak.
Been coming here for 30 years, and you are a very small story in a much bigger story.
Here you are, though. Here you are.
That is correct, yes.
And here you are working for Channel 4.
Thank you.
And more people will watch my live stream.
The Jewish Board of
Thank you very much.
Why do the Jewish Board of Deputies get to define who's a journalist? Since when are they any sort of authority that you take them seriously? Like if somebody doesn't call you a journalist, is that automatically a question for you to
That's
ask?
what I said.
You asked him. You said the Jewish Board of Deputies says you're not a journalist.
No,
what would your response be?
They said he was a thug.
And you said he's not a journalist. People are watching this live. There's thousands watching live. That's what you said. You said that they said he's not a journalist. Why do they get to define who's a journalist? They don't speak for.
Robinson wants to know why the Board of Deputies gets to decide who is and isn't a journalist. The reporter doubles down on the quote. They called him a thug. They called him the worst of Britain. But now, under pressure, seems to be walking back whether she said he wasn't a journalist, specifically. Robinson points at the live stream. Thousands watching. He's making the case in real time. The medium is the message, a phrase Marshall McLuhan coined in 1964 to describe exactly this kind of shift. And the message is, the audience is here, watching this, and they're going to draw their own conclusions about who earned the floor.
Is your journalism journalism? Is that what you're asking?
Well, you just said I'm not a journalist.
I said the British Board of Deputies said that you were a thug, and they said you represented the worst of Britain.
You said I'm not a journalist. You said I'm not a journalist.
You're an activist, is that correct?
No, I'm a journalist.
You're not an activist.
No, you're the activist.
Oh, I'm an activist.
Channel 4 are the activists.
So you don't think you're an activist?
So Channel 4 on behalf of the government, right?
Okay.
You're funded by the government, right?
No.
Yeah, Channel 4 take government money.
No, we don't.
Channel 4 take government money.
No, that's not true. No.
So who funds you?
Advertising funds us.
Advertising funds you.
Advertising. There's no government money for Channel 4.
Okay.
It's advertising.
So you're here on behalf of who?
I'm here on behalf of Channel 4
You
News.
said I wasn't a journalist.
I'm here on behalf...
Did she watch his footage from Israel? No. Has she watched his documentaries? No. She came to do a news piece on him without watching his news pieces. Robinson calls it for what it is, a pre-written article looking for a 2-second soundbite. Come, get the clip, go home, file the piece. He won't give her the soundbite she came for, and now the whole encounter becomes the story instead. She came to frame him. He reframed everything. And somewhere in the UK, a Channel 4 editor is watching this back, wondering how a 30-second clip became a 10-minute masterclass in losing control of your own interview. Drop your take below.